let's get started. Let's get started. Let's get restarted. Ha! I thought I was gonna say the bad word, huh? Episode 3, for argument's sake, we are here. I got another 5 questions. Talking is hard. 5 sports questions for our panelists today. And we'll see how they answer. Remember, you guys in chat are giving them the points. No lights. I never have lights on in my room. I live in the void. Thank you very much. And this is run by y'all out there in Twitch world and wherever else I can get shit set up in the future. But for now, it's Twitch only. All right. If you agree with their take, you can type their color and up. If you don't agree, you can type their color and then down. Y'all know how it works. Let's get into it. Bam. This week on For Argument's Sake, we have your 4 panelists. You've seen all of these guys before because I haven't worked on getting new people in here yet, but we'll get there. All right. Bam, bam, bam. Sherman, you're in the blue corner. Yep. Do your thing.
Chat. Also, you said void, and it reminded me we got to play the new Risk of Rain stuff. Anyway, moving on.
Ooh, we do. Whenever that drops, I'm ready for that.
It's already out.
Hell yeah. Insri, move your cam. Damn. All I see is you got too much space above your head. You don't know the rules of like cameras or whatever.
I wasn't looking at it. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Do your intro.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's me, your boy.
Great intro. Kev, we're going down clockwise. Whoa. Maine, who's next, is still red. He's been red. Maine, you're up. Oh, shit. You're right. Hold on. I lied. Yep, I fucked that up. Kev, go back.
No, I'm
do yours
good,
again.
What up,
just say hi. Yeah, I'm sorry. Damn, I fucked my buttons up because I had to change shit. Thank you, chat. Man,
I
you
wasn't
were also
muted too.
Muted. But I fixed it. Go ahead, do yours. I fucked up.
What's good, y'all? What's going on? Hope y'all having a good night tonight.
All right. Kev said he's yellow again, and it's my fault. But I love Asians. I don't think they're yellow at all. I think they're. All right. So let's jump right into it. All right. I didn't set this up. Yes, I did. Look at me go. Bam. Okay. We got the very first question of the day. Right? Y'all ready?
Get it.
All right. Question 1. We got some firings happen. James Franklin, he was fired from Penn State, and Virginia Tech has recently picked him up. And then Brian Daboll, we talked about him last week. He was recently fired as a New York Giants head coach, and he's in the mix for the head coaching position at Penn State now. The question is this a sign that college football has become too cynical and they're just recycling big name coaches? What do you think? Sherman, you're first.
I don't think it's that they've become that. I think it's that they've been that the whole time. It's been the same top name coaches in college football since as long as you can remember, with only a few new breakout names. They're just people that go to the NFL and fail and then go back to college and then do good and then go back to the end. It's just a cycle, and it's just going to continue to be a cycle.
Did Todd mute himself?
Oh shit. I have a little bit more buttons to push, so I'm fucking up. Thank you, Sherman. I was doing other shits. Insri, I had it on your face too. You just sitting there.
We all saw, and then there was no transition. Like, are you just gonna go back to back like that? Like, you ain't give us no warning.
Hey man, look, I got to get used to my new little button layout. All right, Insri, you're up. 30 seconds.
All right. Agreeing with Sherman, it's just everybody's recycling the same names. It's the same coaching trees that just change from the majors to the minors. As Dabo moves down, Belichick sounds like he's moving back up, possibly to the Giants. Franklin's headed to Virginia Tech. Everybody wants an established coach. Nobody wants to try new things. Um, Nobody's really trying new talent. They just want to win now.
All right, all right, all right. Oh man, I'm gonna have to stop coming to the screen so much with that stinger. Kev, around the corner.
I wouldn't consider Dayball a big name, but colleges who can afford to hire NFL experienced coaches, it's not surprising or wrong. I mean, often you'll find coaches who suck at the pro level, not because they don't know the game, but because they don't know people, right? Like as important as it is to have X and O's, like it's important to know like how to build and cultivate a group of guys with a shared vision to achieve a common goal. Some people, like some coaches, can't lead men. I mean, it happens. Look at Saban.
Damn, the Saban. Why you taking strays? All right, Maine, round us out.
Yeah, I think I agree with Sherm as well. They've always been this way, but I mean, I think there's a little bit more to it than just that. You got to think about it specifically when it comes to colleges. These names are cycled around, but these names have, whether or not they've done well at these certain programs, the ones that have shown some promise at different programs, they're bringing their pipelines over as well. And these coaches have talked to recruits, and these recruits know them, so they kind of travel and they keep their pipeline. But as far as going to the NFL, that's a whole nother ball field.
All right, all right. All right, hey, looks like y'all all kind of agreed on that one, so we don't need any extra discourse. So let's move right on to the second question. Chat, make sure y'all keep giving them some points as you see fit. Please and thank you. Question number 2. What we got here? There's been more firings lately. There's been a record number of college football coaches fired this year. A bunch of programs you're seeing now have had coaches fired this season. Are college programs too focused on short-term results rather than building a sustainable long-term culture? That's the question. Insri, you're up first.
I would say it is more win now with NIL and all of that. Everybody is trying to get to the CFP, trying to get their name in the lights, get more press in stuff, get more NIL deals, get people to their programs so they can get more talent. Win now. If you can't do that, we'll find somebody who can.
Kev.
I mean, it depends on the goals of the institution, right? If you are hired to replace an all-time coach or historical program and you don't produce, then you failed in the eyes of both the institution and the fans. I mean, once the trust is lost, your entire pipeline for the program erodes. So firing and replacing the main cog, which being the coach, is the easiest. Long-term builds are like only viable if that's been communicated in the beginning. You never see that. My guess is that's due to money, as Ensry just said. So long-term plans are never discussed, and they're just looking at short-term wins. Can I get a bowl berth, a winning season, a good recruiting class? Like that's just how they look at things now.
Sounds unfortunate to me. Maine, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Kev on that. It definitely does depend on the institution, but when you look at that under a microscope, it's really the teams that have had that fixture there at head coach that are not willing to turn over as much. Like you look at a Clemson, like Dabo Swinney, they haven't been as hot over the past couple years, but they've maintained their coach because that's their culture fit for right now. But as you look to the teams that have removed their coaches that have been there for a long time, they're not too focused on the long term. They want someone who can come in and make it.
Time's up, time's up, time's up. Sherman, you're up.
So I agree with most of the points everybody else said. I think the one big thing that a lot of people aren't remembering is that coaches could have a maximum of 1 year with the players that they recruit and sign, and they might not even play in your bowl game you go to. So you might get hindered by your own people in your job because they don't want to risk getting hurt before they go make all their money. So it's not always just on the coaches, in my opinion.
Okay, okay. Sounds like I need to find some better questions. I guess the question is then, how important is culture, in y'all's opinion, shut up, Naja, to the success of these college teams long term? Right? I'll let y'all argue that. Whoever wants to speak.
Well, I mean, the culture is huge all around, But when you're thinking about colleges, it's more about the pageantry and the history of that said college. I mean, they have a lot of history depending on, okay, like the Navy, that's generally always an option team or a wing T or different formations like that. You need a coach that's going to come in and probably run something like that, or that's used to running the ball a lot at a high clip. But I mean, that's just, that's very circumstantial. But when you're talking about the culture that a coach would bring, that's all about, like someone said earlier, about being able to galvanize a group of men and be able to work towards one common goal. A lot of coaches just think they can come in with their name and be able to do whatever they want, but you got to be able to lead men. And that's the number one thing that I think is missing nowadays. We're just looking at the numbers. NIL has kind of lost some of that culture building, because a lot of these guys are just 1 year rentals. And then whoever's throwing the biggest check in, that's who's able to swoop in and take that guy. So you're not really able to build up a culture like he was saying before, like Sherman was saying before.
I would say culture. I would say culture is also not really a big thing now with NIL and
Right. It's
all
dying.
the not regulations. How unregulated it is.
Not
People are
regulations.
leaving. Like the DB from Tennessee who got suspended for conduct detrimental for the homecoming game, and then just said, "Oh, well, I guess I'm just not showing up anymore because I've just made enough money, so I'm just going to enter the transfer portal." This has nothing to do with culture anymore. I'm just going to go get a bigger check because you don't respect what I'm doing here, and I'm just here for the money. So I'm gonna go get my money somewhere else, and that's all I got. So, really, from what I've seen, the only people who are really dealing in culture are the people who've been more established for culture, which are mostly SEC teams like Georgia, Alabama, and then there's Notre Dame, who just from them being independent can just buy in on culture along with the money that they get from being that independent school.
Yep. Kev, you're the only one that didn't speak on that. Anything to add?
I mean, I agree with that in terms of culture takes a while, right? It's not something that just grows overnight.
Right.
We'll say like within a season. I don't think you're going to really establish a culture for a program in such a short amount of time. But I think Sherman did say something that's interesting. I think that there is something to be said about a coach that has a player. Let's say that player is a potential, lottery pick or top 10 pick. I think there's something to be said about being able to convince a young man to go out and do something that they're there to do, which is go play the game, go make a name for yourself, go do something historical, go do something that hasn't been done. And then not being able to convince them where they're just like, you know what, I'm just going to sit out. Like, I feel like there's still a responsibility of the coach to be able to get the buy-in from his players to be able to go out there and produce, especially at a bowl game. So if you got a bowl berth and let's say like 3 of your players are willing to sit out, I feel like that says more about the coach and more about the program than it does about the players. If the players aren't willing to go out there and play for you and go get a win with their teammates at a bowl game, that's definitely not a reflection of the players. That's reflection on what the fuck's going on with that program. Like, why would they not want to play with each other? Why would they not want to play for you?
Right.
You know what I mean? I think you fucked up there.
I'm glad you asked a question in the end, Kev. Why would they not want to? How much money is a bowl ring worth to a college football player? Because it's not an NFL contract. So you gotta convince a guaranteed NFL player that they won't get hurt and risk their entire future playing this one bowl game that doesn't matter. They're already going to be drafted. It does not matter to them at all. It's literally you're against the biggest wall you've ever seen in your entire life, and you can't throw enough money at it because the NFL just looks at you and laughs. Like you can't do it. You can't compete with that. And then like as far as culture and stuff goes, like the colleges that have had a football culture from pretty much the very beginning. You guys mentioned all the SEC teams, but and I'm biased for sure, right? But Michigan's been a college football program since it started. It's the winningest college football program in college football, like in history of college football. And they top recruit all the time. And they had the same coach for like 37 years and then like 32 years or something like that. So over like 70 years or something, it was only two different coaches. So it does, and but new colleges can break into culture. Oregon comes to mind, right? Or nobody thought of the Ducks as a college football, college sports team, really, as somebody that grew up on that side of the country. And now people think of them and they think of football a little bit. They don't think of it as much as the historic ones in the SEC and the Big Ten and stuff like that, obviously, but they definitely do more so than they used to. 20 years ago, nobody would have even thought of Oregon as a college sports team. So,
All right. Well, hey, good talk. We'll squash that for now so we can move on. Cutting into time. Question number 3. Let's get to it. Steph Curry, basketball now. That's the man. Steph Curry has just passed Vince Carter to become number 22 on the all-time NBA scoring list. It's almost impossible for him to get to number 1, as things are. LeBron James is just way too far ahead. But do you think he can get to number 5 in his career and pass the one true GOAT that is Michael Jordan? Don't argue with me on that. Kevin.
One true GOAT.
6,543 behind MJ.
You're up first.
So he'd have to average about 1,600 points per year for a total of 25,000. Like that's what he's been averaging right now. Steph would need to score 25% of his entire career total as he's getting older and slower. He's 37 right now. He'd have to play until he's like 41 or 42 at his current pace, getting about 19 points per game. Based on the math, he makes it. But based on social and externalities like social pressures and shit, he doesn't. I foresee he does not want to play ball until he's in his 40s. He wants to chase something like top 5 scoring. I think he does get to, I think he gets into the top 10 though.
Time's up. Maine, you're up.
Yeah, I agree with Kev. We got some of like the same points. The biggest thing for me is that, like Kev said, he's getting older and naturally slower, and his game is largely based on off-ball movement, cutting, taking back doors. It's just his game is all based in mobility. Huh?
Nothing. Go. You said taking back doors. I had to say pause.
You better give me my more time
seconds. I got you. Go ahead.
But yeah, like his game is based on a lot of movement, and as you get older, you will get slower just naturally. And he has to average, like you said, around 1,600 points to even hit that mark, and it's just going to be hard to do the older you get. So I don't see it happening, but he will crack top 10.
Okay. Sherman, 30 seconds.
I agree that I don't think he'll break over Michael Jordan, but I don't think he'll be as far off as everybody thinks he'll be, which is crazy because I can't stand Steph Curry. He's averaged 25 points a game for his entire career. If he does that over just 70 games a season, for 4 years, he would beat Michael Jordan. When we think about that's all he needs to do, and I say that's all right, but we all know he stands at the 3-point line the whole time. So I don't think it's that out of the realm of possibility.
All right. Insri, finish it off.
He can crack in the top 10, probably not top 5. It's the back end of his career. He did do his part to change the game of the NBA, and he will be going down greatest 3-point shooter of all time and one of the greatest players of all time, but he won't beat Jordan and certainly won't beat LeBron.
Okay, certainly won't beat LeBron. I agree with that. But, a lot of y'all said that he's getting older. He's on the back end of his career. But we are definitely seeing, it seems like in all sports, honestly, I really only look at football and I guess basketball. But the longevity of these players is getting a little bit longer than it used to be. So y'all don't think that he can last long enough to crack that top 5?
I'll say it, bro, since no one else wants to say it. So Sherm, I agree with Sherm. Mathematically, he can do it. Have you seen what this man's wife has been doing in social media and in the public, bro? Like he's not gonna want to continue playing ball until he's 42 years old. He wants to go. He wants to put that shit back in check. He wants to have a private life. He wants to go play golf. He wants to do these things. He doesn't want to sit here and try and chase MJ for a top 5 scoring record, bro. He'll be just by math alone, he'll definitely get top 10 because he'll pass Moses and he'll pass Dr. J. I don't think he'll have enough to pass Wilt, but KD will pass Wilt for sure because they're already pretty close. But yeah, this man does not want to play like LeBron, like all up through his 40s and shit, just so he can get top 5 scoring. That just ain't gonna happen. Yeah, he's got yeah.
Yeah, Main's muted.
Wait. Who can't you hear?
Main.
He was not
Main.
muted.
That was my fault. I was yes, I was.
Oh, you
I
were muted on your
muted
end? I was gonna say because I didn't mute you.
Red down, bro. Red down, bro. Red down.
Damn, they were all blaming you too.
But nah. I think like I was saying earlier, we got to remember that he comes. I know people probably think this doesn't matter, but it does. He came up in the NBA family. His father was a point guard in the NBA as well, one of the best shooters in NBA history as well. And he's lived a full life. You know what I'm saying? He's won 3 to 4 championships already. I just don't see him wanting to chase this number, knowing how hard it is to get there. Even though 24 points a year, that's not a lot if he averages that, but it's just not something I see. I think if anything, he wants to get back on the Olympic floor, show his dominance in on the court there, and then continue to cement his legacy. But he has kids, he has a family, he has 3 or 4 championships already. The hunger in the tank's just not there for him to chase that. I just don't see him caring about that at all. And like I said, over time, all that cutting, all that punishment you're taking around, getting around screens and stuff like that, and people trying to check you coming off screens, that's going to slow down a little bit, man. I know the 3-point, it seems like he just hangs around the 3-point line, but it takes a lot of off-ball movement before he actually gets the ball. A lot of these plays that are literally ran for him to get open, so it's just going to start to slow down. I don't see him chasing it. Sorry.
Okay, so I don't think he'll break it. I can't believe him. Actually, I can't stand this guy.
What's your beef with Steph? Briefly, what's your beef with Steph before you go? I want to know.
We gotta hear this.
He ruined the NBA by throwing up, and I'm just because I have a stat page open. Okay, he's averaged over 10 3-point attempts in a season for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons of his 17 years. He throws up more 3-point attempts than most people average 2-point attempts in a game.
Do you know what his 3-point average is?
Just for reference, all right. We want to go back. Okay. I do know his 3-point average because I have his stats up here real quick. His 3-point percentage is .423 over his 17 years.
Throws up.
So another guy over 13 years shot .376 from 3-point average, right? The most 3-point attempts he averaged in a season ever was 3. And that's Larry Bird, man. Larry Bird, the most 3-point attempts a game he ever averaged was 3.
God.
I'm checking out.
What the hell? Reggie Miller didn't even average that many attempts.
I'm checking.
Like nobody's averaged this many attempts.
Yeah, because it was the era of the big man.
Like
you didn't even.
So now we're just.
Do you know how much has changed
Imagine
in
if you let
NBA
anybody
defense?
nowadays throw. Never mind. This is why I don't have this conversation. This is why I didn't want to do this.
My bad. Sorry.
You good? Keep going though. I'm liking it. It's interesting to me.
No, I just think that if you let some of the more historic 3-point shooters in the NBA throw up 11 plus 3-point attempts on a game, they would be seen as much better shooters than they currently are seen. And imagine if Reggie Miller got to throw up 11 3-pointers a game. The man hit 3 3-pointers in 13 seconds.
Larry Bird and Kevin McHale would have been fighting if Larry Bird even thought about throwing up that many 3-pointers. It was a completely different game. That doesn't even make sense to draw that comparison
but imagine if
they were not that talented.
Larry Bird
they were nowhere near as talented as Steph Curry.
Absolutely
from
not.
That
I do not believe.
The game
no, I do
was
not
played
believe
like that.
I believe
the
if
game
they threw up that
inside
many
out.
3-point attempts, though, they would have better percentages closer to Steph Curry.
Yeah,
He shot almost 400. He shot almost 40% from 3-point percentage and didn't get to shoot nearly as many.
Championships were won inside out.
Anyways, so over Curry's past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons now, he's averaged over 11 3-pointers a game. He's literally just standing at the 3-point line for the last half of his career and throwing up 3-pointers nonstop. He's making over 4 of them the whole time, though. Like in the 2 of those seasons, he made over 5 a game. That's an insane number. Like, yes, he can stand at the 3-point line and run off a screen and throw a 3-pointer up 11 times a game. And yes, he can. Yep.
Yo, I need to just interject here.
Go ahead.
Sherm, because you pissing me off with math, bro. Like, you just look, if I shoot 2 threes a game and I make 1, what's my percentage, bro? 50%.
Correct.
Okay.
But if you
it's easier to maintain a higher shooting percentage, lower volume. You were talking about a man who's averaging 10 threes a game, been shooting 42% from 3. Larry Bird could not do that. I'm telling you right now,
Absolutely
if Larry Bird
not.
shot 10 threes a game, he wasn't making 4 of them.
Absolutely.
Like it just is what it is, bro. Like, he was a great clutch shooter. We all understand that. But there's a reason why his volume wasn't near what we see these days with the kids, throwing up threes. Now, we can get into a discussion about whether that makes the game worse or not, sure. But Steph gets the benefit of the doubt because of his percentage at the volume that we're talking about. If he shot 24% with the volume, Sherm, he wouldn't be allowed to shoot those threes.
Right. So
like
I said,
we agree on that.
Larry Bird shot 38%. So it's not like the 42 to 38 is a huge disparity in percentage. So you're right. Larry Bird probably wouldn't have made 4 or 5. He probably would have made 3 or 4 a game instead of some seasons where he made literally 0.2, 0.3, 0.2. Are you kidding?
Oh my God.
But also, just to the point of the game, both of these players were playing under the same rule set of professional basketball, and one of them was doing it to the point where the entire culture of the game was shifted. So one was playing good fundamental basketball and was inspiring a generation, and the other one made it to where the rules had to be changed and made kids start taking threes from 3 steps beyond the 3-point line. So
like I don't even
they were both generational. One,
I feel that more than
try
anything.
run the 2-3 zone against Steph Curry.
All I do now is go to the
run
park
the
with my
2-3
kid.
zone against Steph Curry.
All I do now is go to the park with my kid, and he stands at half court and just throws the ball at that's all he wants to do is stand at half court and throw the ball at the hoop. And
I don't think that's because of Larry Bird.
I'm so annoyed.
And what I'm saying is I don't think that's because of Larry Bird.
No, it's not. It's not at all. It's because of Steph Curry, and that's why I hate Steph Curry.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with Steph Curry.
All right.
I would call
get that
Steve
about
if
a
I
good
was you.
5 minutes.
That was good.
That was nice. Yeah, I need because I don't know. I guess my questions have been too safe this week. Y'all agreeing with each other and shit. I don't like that.
We just no ball.
I'll disagree with this next one. Just for you.
Oh yeah. The points are kind of in line, which is good. We're going into our 4th question, and then I have the last question, which they don't know about, and I'll give them a minute to give their feelings on that. But for now, question number 4. Let's hit it. Shadeur Sanders. He's up next. He was just announced that he's getting his first NFL start. It's coming, finally. So I want to know, how y'all feeling about this, given his performance last week when he got to go in, and how you feeling about the Browns overall with what's coming? That's it. That's the question. Maine, you're starting on this one. Almost muted you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know a lot of people think that this is like Madden and you could just throw somebody into a game and then they're just going to perform. His performance last week doesn't scare me at all. It doesn't bother me at all. He wasn't even getting first team snaps in practice, so I don't know how anyone expected him to have the calls that he needed at the line of scrimmage to be able to set his protection. I think going into this next game with a full week of practice, game planning, and having the call sheet reflect what his strengths and weaknesses are is definitely going to help him in this next game.
All right. Sherman.
While I agree with Maine that having first team reps is definitely a big help, and having a setup that is set up for you as having was a big help, I don't actually have faith in the coaching staff that that's what they're going to do. I don't believe that they moved up in the draft to get him, to put him fourth on the depth chart for an entire season until they traded someone and someone got hurt, and now we're just now getting to him. I'm scared, man. I hope he does very well, but I'm scared the coaching staff's not going to be in it.
All right,
100%
Insri.
agree.
Um, I don't care about this first start. It's against the Raiders. This game should be broadcast on Tubi at like 2 in the morning.
Not too.
These two teams are shit from a butt. First team reps with this dog ass team from this shit ass defense. The only good person is Max Crosby.
Shit ass.
He can throw 4 picks or 4 touchdowns. This game doesn't matter.
Kev, round us out.
Yeah, I think Shadeur can play the game. He has the talent needed to be successful. Do I think he goes out and wins Player of the Week? No. Do I think he performs better than last week? Yes. Practicing with the first team, as the gentleman just said, is going to pay off. Will the Browns win? Yes. And here's why: because they have an all-star work defense right now. The Raiders do not. That'll be the difference in the game. If Shadeur stays upright, avoids meaningless mistakes like bad passes from bad decisions, they'll win a low-scoring game. I'm going to give it 2014 Browns.
Okay, gave a little prediction too. All right, so I had a little extra question on that, just about how y'all feel with the way the Browns have handled Shadeur and the whole depth chart thing over the weeks. Do you feel like he's in a way being set up to fail? There's been a lot of talk
Yeah.
about that from what I've been seeing, so I wanted to bring that up and see y'all's standpoint with that. Anyone got the floor?
Yeah, I think if you just take a look at it just from how these things normally happen, it seems like everything was done just to bring like publicity to the Browns organization or something. I really don't understand these moves. You got to think about it. You had 2 quarterbacks already on the roster, not counting Deshaun Watson because he was hurt with the injury that's going to leave him out for the entire season. And then you skip over the 2 quarterbacks that you ended up drafting. You skipped over them. Now, the first 2 picks, cool. But considering that you took a quarterback in the 3rd round and then you decided to go get a quarterback in the 5th round, doesn't really make much sense to me when you already had 2 quarterbacks that were competing for a job. So from there, when he's picked, it was just a clown show to me. Like from the jump, they were just trying to orchestrate a clown show. They wanted, and you can see it by what they were doing. Like their social media team was tweeting stuff about Shadeur more than they were tweeting out about their 3rd round pick. You know, a 3rd round pick is a decent pick in the NFL. I know in some leagues that's just like once you get to the 3rd round, there's nobody. But a 3rd round pick at quarterback, yes, it's not some, some high, very sought after QB or very sought after pick. But when you need a quarterback, he's going to be on the radar. He's expected to compete for the job. That's the guy you need to rally around, and that's the guy you need to show that you're invested in. They didn't show that in Dylan earlier, and it just seems like everything that they did was just a race to pit these 2 against each other. And I could be on my the tinfoil hat vibe, but I just feel like when you look at it from the outside looking in, you consider that he didn't even get first team reps. It just doesn't make too much sense to me.
All right, floor is anyone's.
Where he's not being, I don't think he's being set up to fail, but he's not being set up for anything. Like they're not putting, again, if they can milk jersey sales out of him, if they can milk social media, if they can milk likes out of him, or social media, engagement out of him, they can get a bag off of him, sure, but they're not putting any sort of, production or any sort of value into him at all. So whatever happens. It's just a free piece on the board for the Browns. He is the 42nd starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns in the last 10 years. I think the Chiefs are on their 4th. So
In the
Browns
same time
are,
span.
yeah, in the same time span. So, there's been a shit organization that will remain shit. I don't think they could try. They're so bad they can't even fail Shadeur. I don't think they could fail him on purpose. So he's again tinfoil hat time. I think the Browns were the scapegoat for not. If Shadeur had not been drafted, he would have had a legal action against the NFL. So the Browns were the scapegoat to be able to have to draft him. He had to go somewhere in order for him to not say he was blackballed like Kaepernick and getting dropped all the way to the 5th round. And then now he's just in quarterback hell. Somehow a worse quarterback hell than Atlanta, which is surprising.
Man, Jay Smithy said, name the last Browns QB that was successful.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield took them to the playoffs.
Yep.
That was the best quarterback they had in the last 20 years or something like that. Baker Mayfield was actually pretty good.
He was,
I don't know
decent.
what.
Yeah.
For them to let him go and say he
doesn't. My thing is like, part ways, okay, whatever. But what's your plan? What are you doing after this? I mean, they didn't do anything after that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Sherm.
I mean, I think the Cleveland Browns in general are literally just playing make as much money off the two things they have going for them in their entire organization. Obviously, number one right now being Shadeur, as everybody is very focused on. The other one that nobody's talking about really, that's the biggest shame in my opinion, is that Myles Garrett's going to break the NFL sack record on the Cleveland fucking Browns, dude. He's going to be a Cleveland Brown when he breaks the NFL sack record, and that's depressing as hell. But if you've got the person who's going to break the NFL sack record, you're going to make money off of stuff. It's going to be terrible. Like, it's going to be awful.
Yeah, and Shadeur, I think I want to say during the offseason he had like the highest jersey sales on the team. He was top 5 in the league for jersey sales. So don't think they don't know that.
Right.
It's this terrible organization all around.
Yeah. Anything?
I think the Browns organization has just been dysfunctional for damn near 3 decades. They've been terrible. But I wouldn't say that the organization itself is setting him up for failure. I do think that the regime right now, so like the head coach, all these people that are put in place, are not necessarily doing right by him. Now, I'm not necessarily, obviously in the know on how he's been performing in practice, like with the practice squad, whatever they're seeing. I don't know. But clearly he has the talent to be able to play in the game, right? So I'm curious to see how he does perform. But at the end of the day, even if we were to have tinfoil hats and say that the Browns were setting him up for failure, they won't be able to manipulate what's happening on a field once the game has started, right? In terms of how he's going to decide to go through his progressions, decisions that he makes, getting the ball to his receivers, running the ball if he needs to. So at the end of the day, Shadeur's going to have to do what's best for him and himself. And then just please to God, do not re-up on any contract extension with the Cleveland Browns. Do what you do now, and then go back to the bench when Dylan Gabriel comes back, and then just ride this shit out as long as he needs to so he can get out of that dysfunction. But it's all on him. Like how he goes out there and plays is going to be on him now that he has, reps with the first team, at least building a little bit of rapport with the line, understanding his block protections, and then getting a little bit of timing as he can in 7 fucking days with his receivers and hopefully his tight end. Hopefully he's looking at his tight end more often than he was last week. But, we'll see what happens.
All right. I like it.
Move the Browns from Cleveland.
Where they going to go?
Back to Baltimore.
Who's going to take them?
Hell no, Art Modell. Hey, if you look up the story about the Cleveland Browns becoming the Cleveland Browns, like it's kind of fucked up.
As a Colts fan, I know a little bit about how a team becomes a team being fucked up.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Through the night, right? Yeah.
Through the night, baby.
Yeah,
This one night,
through the
packed up the
night.
whole team and left. Everybody got to work the next day and said, hey, what happened? And they're like, oh, by the way, you don't have jobs anymore. Bye.
Yeah.
Gone. One night. See ya.
What the hell, Flower?
That's what's going to happen to the Spurs here in a bit. Shit.
Damn.
All right. Let's get towards the end of this last and final question for the group. Remember, they don't know this question. This is purely off of emotion, raw gut feeling to see.
I'm scared.
You should be. How these guys feel. And it's a good one. We got spit. Everyone's been talking about this. Everyone knows about it. Jamarr Chase was caught spitting on Jalen Ramsey, even though he was like, I didn't do any spitting. But as you see right there, a lot of spit just came out of his mouth, right? The question is, if you guys were out there on the field, if you were Jalen, what are you doing in that moment? Sherman, you're white and you don't fight, but you get to go first. A minute.
Great, awesome. Okay, so I mean, this is I don't fight, right? But I know I'm an NFL player, so the number one thing I'm not doing is using my fists, which I see way too often in NFL fights. It's people punching each other's helmets, and I'm very confused on what the goal is when we do this. Okay, so I need to figure out a way to take him out, right? Or not take him out, but to get back at him. But I'm the defender, so like. I mean, I don't even know, man. I find a way to make sure he doesn't get any more catches for the rest of the game without doing it legally. Yes, I don't even know.
You're just gonna do everything above the board, huh? Everything's got to be clean and legal.
Right. What am I do? Punch his helmet and break my hand and then go sit on the bench for the game? I don't understand what that's gonna do for me. But all right.
That's too funny. All right, Insri.
Yeah, I know you're supposed to hold the old sticks and stones and words and all of that, but somebody spits on them. Somebody spits on me. I gotta pull them to the ground and jerk them off. I'm jerking them off on the field.
Jesus.
Jerking them off in front of everybody.
Oh man.
Making that boy come. Making that boy come on the field. I have to embarrass him. Spitting like. As grown men, like
up.
If you're gonna take it, if you're taking it there, like millions of dollars, and we're resorting to like childish behavior, like under childish behavior, like okay, we're here now, like we're a bunch of grown men, and somehow through your CTE and my CTE, we ended up here. Let's get it, like. We could have settled this through so many. You had so many other off ramps that weren't spitting on me, and now you're nothing on the field.
Kev was not a fan of the coming.
Yeah, no, I am definitely not. Yo, I would venture to say that most of us would say that spitting on someone is probably the more disrespectful thing than just like punching somebody or pushing someone. If that was me, I'm going straight for the face mask and I'm breaking neck, bro. Like, you don't spit on me. You want to shove me, you want to push me, all right, then, we square up and, you chit chat. But if you're going to spit on me like that, I'm going straight for your face mask and I'm yanking your head like 90 degrees, bro. I don't give a fuck if you out for the rest of your life. That's just the way it is, bro. Like, you spit on someone you kind of got to know what's coming at you. You kind of got to know, like, what you are doing. You know what I mean? And I don't know why there's a bunch of NFL players who are spitting on each other. I think this shit is wild. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's been happening a lot.
No, but I mean, I feel like it's like the uptick on it. And a bunch of people been getting punished for that shit recently. And I don't know why. They need to chill with that because it is just gross and it's just highly disrespectful, bro. Like, that's just the way I see it.
All right, man, on you.
Yeah, everybody know, man. Spitting on someone is like the lowest gesture that I think that's the lowest gesture that anybody can make towards you, regardless. So we're gonna automatically have to throw hands. I'm sorry. I know the down and distance, the score on the scoreboard, it may affect all that. I do not care. Give me the fine, run me my fine, because I'm about to run this fade off top. Like, you just cannot do that. I mean, I don't know what it is, like what people think they're doing. I think Dak spit at Jordan Davis and then Jordan Davis spit back. I don't look. Jalen Carter. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking, and then to lie about it. Like, we had Amon-Ra lie about what he did to Deron Payne when Deron Payne open face slapped the taste out of his mouth because he said something to him or he did something to him first. Like, that's the thing that's getting when Jamarr Chase was asked about what happened and he just blatantly lied. Like, I don't blame him, but it's just like, bro, you spit on him and you trying to act like you did nothing. That's just crazy to me. So Jalen is fully justified in whatever he did. honestly, I like Kev said, I'm coming for that face mask. I'm throwing you in the dirt. We getting to work because it's just no way you just spit on me like that. Is the lowest gesture you can make.
All right. That was funny. I enjoyed that. We have any closing statements from anyone? About anything?
Another great show.
Chat.
That chat with
Well,
y'all.
I guess
chat
I
involved?
have a
You
question
got chat
about
wanna
the
ask a
spitting.
question, get a little wild?
We can do
I have
that.
a question.
We'll-
I have a question
we'll-
for the panel about the spitting. If it's spitting, like again, if you wear a face mask or not, like if it's because I remember somebody got spit on. I remember
The
it was a
visor?
Chargers game. Like if it spit on the visor, does that change
Don't matter.
anything?
No, because they spit
Versus
towards you.
skin to
They're
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
they're
spit
trying to
on
spit
you.
on
The
you.
only thing that's different is something blocked it. Like he didn't like spit on his chest per se. He spit on his jersey and and maybe touched his pads a little bit. But the gesture of you spitting at me is just straight scrap words. It's just straight scrap. Like there's nothing else. It's just straight gloves off scrapping. Now don't take your helmet off. Anybody who play football, you know that. Do not take your helmet off. Never take your helmet off. You scrap with it on. And where it goes from there, it goes from there. Ideally, you want to get his off and box him. But absolutely not.
Speaking of Myles Garrett, bro, like shit.
Right.
Oh man.
And actually, Sherman, hitting
Anybody
someone in
remember
the head with a helmet
that
on.
Andre Johnson fight?
Oh, that was crazy.
Oh, who was that? Was it Cortland Finnegan, right?
Yeah.
It was Cortland Finnegan.
Yeah.
He took his helmet off and just
Cortland
went to
Finnegan.
work on him. Yeah.
Hitting someone in the head with a helmet on is actually quite effective. Sherman, you keep saying what's it gonna do? It don't hurt your hand too much.
No
but-
facts.
Slap him. Like your open hand slap.
If you ever had a
right in the
helmet
ear hole.
on,
Right in the ear hole.
You ever had a helmet on?
I understand that, right? But let me ask you a question. In all the fights that you've seen, how many of them dudes are open hand slapping each other? They all have fists
Because
bundled up
it
and are punching people's
hurts.
helmets, bro. That's
Because it hurts.
I've seen people break their hands doing that, and now they can't play in the game.
Yeah.
Like, what? I mean, it's
Yeah,
fine.
but
I
like,
get
you
it,
can
but
really hurt your neck. Like it hurts.
no, I get that,
I'd
right?
have
And
my-
I feel like if we do, I feel like if we do
over
what
my
Kevin
eye.
said, we might not be playing NFL ever again. We might be in jail. So I'm not sure that that's the correct response. But y'all do you know?
I'll let you be the judge, but I'm throwing hands. Spitting is just out of line.
It is.
If you can take the higher road, take it. It's cool. That's cool with me. I'm not talking down on you, but
Oh no,
What
I
happened to me, though?
how people
What
react
happened
to
to me,
in the
though?
moment to situations is how they react, and that
If somebody-
everybody's in
it's
hindsight,
easy to-
but
it's easy to look through a camera and say what you would do until it's actually happening.
Right.
And you're just like, all right, bro.
Sherman said, "You
'Cause it
spit on
ain't-
me? I'm gonna lock you up next play. Don't you worry. You're not catching nothing else
real.
over here."
Let's be
Look
real,
here,
like,
bucko.
we're discounting everything that led up to that. Like,
Now
Jamarr
you
was
look
probably
here,
getting work.
pal.
He probably was getting cooked, and then you gonna spit on me?
see, this is why I like the way we handle it in baseball more, man. If you do some shit like that to me in baseball, I'm just telling my pitcher, and you got a 100-mile-per-hour fastball coming at your head next bat. So, like, don't. That's a chance you get to take, not me. I don't know.
That's too funny. All right. Well, hey, let's end this episode. We're coming up on an hour. Insri, your camera's blurry. The three fighters, y'all came out on top. Each of you with 36 points this week. Sherman, if you would have just pretended like you were gonna fight, maybe you could have got the extra 3 points.
I should have just said I was gonna get my ass whooped. Is what I should have said. I should have been like, I'm gonna knuckle up and get my ass beat, and then be like, good show. Like,
Yeah, good game. You whipped my ass. Good game. Let's get some closing statements around the way for you three since y'all tied. Insri, close us out.
I want to thank you for all the points. Look out for argument's sake, merch coming out soon. The winter collection is coming out. We got rugs, mugs, and butt plugs.
Bars.
Be sure to visit forargumentssake.teespring.com. Use code HOSTUP for 20% off your order and free shipping on all orders $50 and up.
All right.
None of that is true.
Yeah, nothing he said is true. Kev.
Yo, chat, appreciate it. Thank you for the points and thank you for the interactions. I got nothing much to say, but just make sure you go to YouTube, look up For Argument's Sake, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, show a little bit of love on the other space, so that we can continue to grow.
Man,
Big Echo Man, head over to For Argument's Sake on YouTube. Drop us a like, subscribe as well. And let's just have a moment of silence for injury in the number 30. And I know you're probably wondering why, but it's because the number 30 has been haunting him every time he's played a team called the Carolina Panthers. The first time this season, that number was 30-0 in favor of the Panthers. Second time, which was just this last week, when we were both in a Discord call awaiting the final kick to win the game, and the ending score, you could guess it, 30-27. That completes the season sweep of the Dirty Birds. Get it? Dirty Bird sweep. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Keep pounding, bitch.
keep pounding, bitch. That's the show. We out. See y'all next time.